I want to start off this live by making the point that if Lomachenko would have fought Devin Haney 4 years before they actually fought, when Devin was calling him out as a 20-year-old, Loma would have won that fight. Devin had to continue to develop as a fighter. Devin had to add wrinkles to his game. Loma would have beat a 20-year-old Devin Haney. But the fact that Loma waited 4 years to fight Haney, to the point where Haney had all the belts and Haney actually is the one who made the fight with Loma. By then, Haney had developed into a champion. He had developed into the undisputed champion, the one of the best in the world. There was no way that Lomachenko at 35 years old could win that fight. So why am I talking about Lomachenko in reference to Tank Davis versus Devin Haney at 140? Because I fear that the same thing might occur. I think that Tank Davis, he might be waiting too long to fight Devin. Because if he would have fought Devin at lightweight, if he would have forced that fight instead of holding on for later, instead of holding the fight on for a bigger money opportunity, he probably would have knocked Devin out. And here's why. We saw Devin Haney how he looked against Lomachenko. Against Lomachenko, Devin was weight drained. Against Lomachenko, Devin started to get tired in the 10th and the 11th round. And he started to regain some of it in the 12th. But if he does that against Tank, we don't even know if he gets out of the fight. So I think Tank should have fought Devin earlier, just like Loma should have fought Devin earlier. The longer that they wait, they give that man more and more of a chance to grow. They give him more of a chance to become the great champion that he's becoming, the Hall of Fame fighter that he's trying to become. So I want to ask y'all, I don't know what's going on with this damn live, like they ain't pushing it at all. But I want to ask y'all, man, who do y'all think will win this fight between Devin Haney and Tank Davis at 140? I think Devin with his size, I think Devin with his experience, his pedigree at 140, with his length. Remember, the only reason why Devin was able to control Loma in the way that he was because of those long arms, those long legs, the quickness in his feet. All those were his advantages, but still close towards the end. Towards the end of the fight, what happened? Devin started to get tired. But now he's at 140. He's not getting tired in the late rounds. He's able to move for 12 rounds. He still has the same long arms. He can still use the same right hand to the body that he used against Loma against Tank. And Tank struggled with Barrio. So I think that Tank waited too long, or he's waiting too long to make the fight happen with Devin. Everybody that's in here, make sure y'all tapping the live. Everybody that's in here, make sure y'all sharing the live and that y'all liking the live. On my end, TikTok, they're not really giving me my numbers for whatever reason. It seems as though the damn thing is frozen. It says one person up in here, but we know we be having thousands of viewers. So I don't know why TikTok doing that. I still got love for y'all, TikTok. Sim, thanks for sharing the live. But yeah, I wanna see what's going on with this, man. Who do you think is the best pound for pound boxer in the world at the moment? In the world, best pound for pound? Skill, I would have to go with Terrence Crawford. Tank by far, bro. Let's be real. Sim, thanks for liking the live. Okay, so if you think Tank wins at 140, then give me your take on it. Why do you believe that? And how do y'all envision the fight playing out? Only reason why I wouldn't put Terrence Crawford at number one is because he's been inactive. But skill-wise, just, eye test is Terrence Crawford. Excuse me. Tank by far, bro. Let's be real. Okay, explain to me, how do you see Tank winning the fight? 12 rounds. Brandon, break it down, 12 rounds. How do you see Tank winning this fight at 140? Tank's power is too much. Well, Mario Barrios is a smaller man than Devin Haney, and Mario Barrios was able to last 12 rounds with Tank. He didn't get knocked down or knocked out. So, what's up with that? Thanks for liking the live, Sim. All right. Let's keep the show going, man. I guess TikTok isn't informing my people that I'm live. That's not going to stop us, baby. Now check this out. I'm gonna give you my breakdown of how this fight goes. Number one, I think that Tank has to start fast in order to beat Devin. I think that he's gonna have to land some shit early because if he gets backed up, if he starts losing early to early rounds, Devin Haney has a gas tank and Devin fights at a certain pace where he can outbox you all night. So if Tank gets behind on the cards, he's gonna be forced into a knockout in the late rounds. He doesn't want to have to do that. Like if he's in the same position that he was against Barrios, where Floyd tells him, "Look, you're losing on the cards. I need you to push the pace." You know what I mean? He gonna lose that fight. So I think that Tank gotta hurt him early. He has to come out early and hurt him early. Mr. DeMille was good, man. Someone says Haney beats Ryan. Yes, of course Haney beats Ryan. Tank has to set the rhythm. You're correct. Yeah, Tank has to set the rhythm and the pace. If Tank gonna beat Devin at 140, he gotta hurt him early. If we get in the late rounds, you can cancel Christmas. Hey Sim, thanks for sharing the live. But if we get in the late rounds, you can cancel Christmas. It's gonna be all over. It's gonna be all she wrote. If y'all anybody want to come up, I'm gonna invite y'all up to speak, man. Big boy, what's up, man? Thanks for liking the live. But yeah, I'm gonna reiterate what I was saying. We're starting to get a little bit more people in here. I don't know why they've been slowing down my damn live. Someone says I got Haney if he doesn't get cracked early. I got Haney as well at 140. But if they were to fight at lightweight, that's why I think Tank waited too long to fight Devin. Loma waited too long to fight Devin. One of the reasons why Loma lost at lightweight, I got him winning, man. I got Tank winning that lightweight. Hey, yo, Jack Cox, what's up, man?
Hello.
How you doing?
Grant. Who do you think is gonna win? Devin Haney or Ron Garcia?
Oh, Devin gonna win that, man. Brian only
Yeah.
has a puncher's chance.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But if Ron Garcia wins that, do you think Ron Garcia will fight Tank again?
Ryan wants to fight Tank again anyway. He wants to fight him at 140. In
Yeah.
fact, if Ryan fought Tank at 140, I think the fight will last all 12 rounds. I don't think Ryan would get stopped.
Yeah. I think Devin Haney and Tank. I think if Tank starts off quick, I think he could win. But if it goes to a lot of rounds, I think Haney has him.
Huh? Something wrong with your mic or something, man?
Yeah, 1 second.
Alrighty. Somebody says, what's your opinion on Shakur? Do you feel he's overhyped? No, Shakur is not overhyped. Shakur, he has a style that's not fan friendly. NC Bricks, what's up, man? Shakur has a style that's not fan friendly, but that's only in recent fights. If you watch some of his better fights, he actually does have a very offensive style. In the Oscar Valdez fight, he was very aggressive. In the fight against the taller guy, the southpaw, I can't think of his name. He's an older guy, Jamel Herring. The fight against Jamel Herring, Shakur was very aggressive. Someone says, Cole, what's up, Cole? But I'm going to get back to what I was saying, man. In my opinion, Tank waited too long to fight Devin. That's my opinion. I think Tank should have fought Devin at lightweight. That's when Devin showed weakness against Loma. Devin beat Loma. No matter what they tell you, Devin beat Loma. He beat him convincingly. It was like 8-4, maybe 7-5, but he beat him convincingly. But in the later rounds, he actually started to wane. He actually started to get tired because he was what? He was draining his body just to make lightweight. That's when Tank should have pounced on him. That's when Tank should have attacked. That's when Tank should have made the fight happen. But they're trying to hold off to make these big money fights. You can't always try to make the big money fight. Sometimes it's dangerous to make a big money fight. I'll give you an example. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. If they would have fought years ago, it would have been a bigger event. Neither one of them had lost. Wilder wasn't looking damaged, looking like damaged goods. He wasn't looking like an aged boxer. The fight was it would be more exciting for the fans. Right now, Anthony Joshua looks like he would beat Wilder simply for the fact that Wilder looks old. He looks like he doesn't look the same. So sometimes you got to fight the guy early. Everybody's trying to act like they're going to be Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Y'all aren't global superstars. What's the point of waiting 4 or 5 years to make a big fight happen with somebody? Yup, when they were undisputed, they should have fought. Well, Tank was never undisputed, so I don't know what you mean by that, Brandon. And here's another thing, man. Here's another thing. Tank Davis, he's getting older. He's older than Haney and Shakur. And he's a shorter fighter. So if he slows down a step, oh, you're talking about Wilder and them. Okay. If Tank slows down a step, how's that going to affect his game? How's that going to affect his skill? You feel me? So I think Tank should have fought Devin at 135. And if he ends up fighting Devin now, he should jump on him. You know what I mean? How that song go? Jump on it. Jump on it. Pause. But Tank need to jump on Devin right the fuck now. Because each year that you wait, you're going to get slower before Devin. You're shorter than Devin. You got shorter arms. Although I think Tank is a better natural athlete. The longer he waits, Devin is going to fill into his man body even more. What's up, JT Lewis? The longer that Tank waits, Devin is going to become a better fighter and fill into his man body. My man Zay coming up.
Yeah,
Zay, what's up, man?
good with you?
What's going on with Devin Haney and Tank Davis if they were to fight at 140? How do you see that fight going?
Man, I feel like I ain't seen Tank fight in so long, dog. Like, I don't even know what that would even look like on his side, but shoot, man, I seem like Devin is getting better and better every fight,
And that
dog.
man is on the incline.
That's coming from a huge tank guy. Like for
Exactly.
the
Hey,
for
look,
the
it's hard not to like Tank because he's so
Yeah, it's
exciting.
hard, bruh. And for the longest, I used to be like, man, Devin can't touch Tank. Like, especially after the Ryan fight, I was like, yo, like this dude Tank is different. But after seeing Haney and then Haney taking another fight shortly after the Regis match, come on, bruh.
Now, Zay, you probably got to the live late because TikTok was taking a sweet ass time to push my live. But anyway, in the beginning of this live, I was telling people that Tank should have fought Devin at lightweight. Right
Yeah,
after Tank fought, right after Devin fought Loma, a lot of people they were down on Devin because they saw that Devin he looked weak in the 10th and the 11th round, and that's because he was draining his body so much to make weight. I believe that's when Tank should have tried to attack Devin.
yeah, for sure.
Lomachenko did the same mistake that Tank making right now. Loma should have fought Devin 4 years ago when Devin was calling him out, but he allowed Devin to develop and to grow. Now
Yeah,
Tank he doing the same thing, trying to get a big money fight, but it's like, bruh, the man is stronger at 140. You should have got him at lightweight, and he's trying to fight. Devin's trying to fight all of these damn champions. He fought Regis. He fucks around to beat Ryan, and then goes fights Matias, gets all of this experience, and he's a larger man than Tank at this point. So if you wait too long, you're gonna allow this man to grow.
right. And that's a fact. But after Tanks, I know Tank probably gonna take a tune-up fight here shortly. But I'm saying like after this tune-up fight, does he go straight for Devin or does he take another fight with a better opponent?
Man, after he fights Frank Martin, Tank is gonna fight the winner of Pitbull Cruz and Rolly Romero.
Bro, how does Rolly keep on getting these chances, bro? What's up?
I mean, bro, listen. Rolly sells tickets. Number one, number two. Rolly puts on good fights. He lost against Barroso. He got his ass saved. He got knocked out against Tank. So basically, he only has 2 losses. At the end of the day, he's moving units. He's selling tickets. This is going to be a big challenge for him. If Rolly loses to Pitbull, then the PBC they might move on from.
I was about to
seeing him as
say
a real
Rolly
project,
can't
as a
Rolly
real
can't be taking
main
too many
motivator.
more L's.
Huh?
Rolly can't take too many more L's,
Yeah, if
dog.
he
Like,
loses to Pitbull, it's going to be a major career setback. Losing to Tank is like, okay, Tank has knocked out 93% of his opponents, so it's really not that bad. Losing
right.
to Barroso, a guy that nobody knew who he was until Rolly got bailed out, but really the public knows Rolly lost. That's 2 losses
Yeah.
back to back. Now, Rolly is about to fight Pitbull Cruz. Whoever wins this fight is who the PBC is going to be working through to make the fight with Tank at 140. So if Rolly loses this fight, he's going to get pushed to the back of the line. You understand?
Yeah, now I understand. Has Pitbull fought Frank Martin before?
Pitbull not fighting Frank Martin, he's fighting Rolly. And
No,
Frank Martin
I'm
tried to
saying like
fight
has he
Pitbull.
ever fought Martin with Kevin
No,
Martin?
Frank Martin tried to fight Pitbull. Pitbull said no. So Pitbull ducked Frank Martin. He ducked Shakur Stevenson. Basically, if you're a black fighter and you got fast feet, but you don't have a lot of money to pay Pitbull to take that L, he's not going to fight you.
Right.
So
Okay.
although he's a Pitbull, he may be mixed with a little bit of,
Chihuahua.
a little bit of A little bit of duck in there, a little bit of swan in there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But Tank ain't no slouch. I mean, Pitbull ain't no slouch though. Like when Tank
Pitbull one
fought
of the best
Pitbull,
in the world, but
yeah,
he's one dimensional. So certain styles is just a bad matchup.
yeah, for sure. And it's all about matchup. So I understand.
No, I don't think he had no world title. I think Ryan would beat. I mean, I think Pitbull would beat Ryan. I mean, it's possible that Ryan could win, but Pitbull got so much aggression that he could take a shot.
Well, according to Shakur, according to Shakur Stevenson, when he asked to fight Pitbull, Pitbull refused it and said, "Nah, he's just gonna run all day." What
Yep.
that mean was, I can't catch him. I ain't gonna be able to cut off the ring. I'm just gonna lose. That's
And he said
basically.
the same thing
That's
to
how I
Frank
feel.
Martin.
That's how I feel. He didn't want to chase him around all night.
It ain't even about not being able to chase him around. It's just that he can't beat him.
Yeah, he can't beat him.
Pitbull don't feel as though he could beat somebody that has fast feet and boxing ability. So he turned down Shakur Stevenson. He turned down Frank Martin. The only reason he fought Tank is because although he was going to lose, he was going to get a big check. So it's worth it.
Yeah,
I think he would do better fighting Tank than Shakur though,
Who?
because Pitbull.
No, I think actually if Tank didn't hurt his hand, he might have been the first person to stop Pitbull. Tank was being extremely aggressive in that fight up until when he hurt his hand.
Because he had to. Look how he was coming.
Yeah, Pitbull forced him to really fight. That's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
another thing. I don't know. Even though I think Devin would beat Tank and I think Shakur would beat Tank, I don't know if they got it in them to really, really go after Tank like Pitbull did.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm
I
saying.
think that's something that you have to do if you're going to win. I don't think that you could just outbox him. I think you got to mix outboxing and aggression.
Yeah, bro.
Shakur got better feet movement than Tank. I feel.
Oh yeah, I think Shakur got the fastest feet out of all of them.
no question. And
Yeah.
But how do you
range
think?
is
How do you
much
think? How do you think Shakur performed in this last fight though?
I mean, that was a bad performance, but almost all fighters have had a bad night. I don't know a fighter where every fight they look perfect.
Right.
Exactly.
That just to be honest with you, that's just sports because people are human beings. You're gonna have off night. It just is what it is.
KJ, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, man.
Do you think I feel everybody talk about how bad that Shakur Stevenson fight was, but I don't look at it like that. I said these day and age fighters, they not making mistakes like how they used to back in the day. They not just jumping in there because they want to please the fans. You know what I mean?
Rolling with boxing. Listen, if you want to be, I'll give you an example. All right, Marvin Hagler. He wasn't really the slugger that people remember him as. He actually was a really good boxer. But Hagler understood in order for him to become a pay-per-view star and to really make money, he had to fight in a certain way. Tank Davis understands that as well. So,
But these guys don't got it in them like them, though.
Yeah,
I'm saying a lot of the guys that you think aren't as slick as the other guys, they can be slick too. Like when you watch Marvin Hagler versus Benny Briscoe, he showed that he has all type of boxing ability.
Benny Briscoe.
That's not going to sell tickets.
what it was, Marvin Hagler was getting bad decisions.
Yeah,
He
that
said,
too.
"Fuck that." He says, "Fuck that. I'm knocking these cats out." With the Sugar Ray Seals fight, when they rematched, he said,
Yep.
"Ain't gonna be no decision, brother. I'm knocking you out." And that's exactly what he did. So, and Sugar Ray Seals wasn't no bum. He was a gold medal winner. He wasn't no bum, but he couldn't deal with Hagler.
Now, hey Don Judah, I don't remember the dude's name, but Hagler fought somebody else in their hometown, and he had to rematch him because they robbed him on that fight.
Vito Antuofermo. He fought Vito Antuofermo for the middleweight title, and they called it a draw, and everybody was like, "Draw." And so what happened was Vito fought, I forgot his name. Vito fought somebody else and lost, and Marvin got the title fight against the person that took Vito belt, and that's when Marvin won the first title. And Vito said, "Well, shit, I fought him to a draw. Let me get that title." And Marvin said, "It ain't gonna last. I'm telling you, ain't gonna be no decision." And Marvin knocked him out. Yeah. What? Of course, he's from my family hometown, St. Croix. Well, he's from St. Kitts, but he grew up in St. Croix. Yeah, his trainer was one of my first trainers. His name was Khrushchev Joseph. Yeah, I know. Yeah, of course I know Livingston Bramble. He was great. He lied. He wasn't great. He was okay. He got a title. You know why he got his title? This is my opinion. How he got his title. You remember? Dooku Kim, who got killed in the ring,
Yeah.
unalived in the ring. I'm sorry. That Mancini had just unalived Dooku Kim. And then he had the title fight against Livingston Bramble. He kept telling his people, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to fight no more.
Oh, yeah.
And they gave him they talked him into fighting. He really didn't want to fight. And Bramble went in there and stopped him. And that's how Bramble got the title. So everybody was like, you lucky to get that title. You got the perfect fight with a guy who didn't want to fight no more because he unalived somebody. Bramble was okay though. He did beat Oberkar. If y'all remember, Oberkar was an up and coming fighter, and he was really good. And he fought Livingston Bramble and looked horrible. Like you said, he fought.
Didn't they in the Vito and the Fermo fight? Didn't they try to hit Marvin with a bullshit knockdown?
Not against Antifermo. That was somebody else. I remember that they gave him the knockdown, but it wasn't a knockdown. It was a slip.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He was so mad because he never been knocked down.
You can see it on his face. That man was mad as hell.
Yeah, he was pissed off. That was Marvin, man. That was one of the greatest fighters in my era, man. I love Marvin Hagler. My brother was a Roberto Duran fan, and I always said that fight with Duran for Hagler, that was one of Hagler's worst nights. Every fighter has bad nights.
Yeah.
And everybody's not going to be perfect all the time.
I mean, people that like literally. You said who?
Huh?
Yeah, Terrence Crawford. I just did a video about that, but he fought some dude. I can't think of the guy's name, but it was when he was at 135. He fought some guy who had a weird, awkward style, and in the corner, Bomac is like, Terrence, can he hurt you? And Terrence said, hell no.
Yeah.
So Bomac was like walking down then. But the fight ended up going 12 rounds. Terrence was fighting, pretty much a journeyman type of guy and couldn't stop him.
Couldn't stop him, yep.
Yeah. I don't remember the dude's name, but if you look at my recent videos, I made that video a couple days ago. No, hell no. Victor Postal was a good fight by Terrence. It was when Terrence was at 135, when he was campaigning at 135. Yeah, and he was fighting some white dude with a very awkward style. And the dude stuck around for 12 rounds, and Terrence admitted that the guy couldn't hurt him, but he couldn't get the stoppage on him. And this is Terrence Crawford that has stopped everybody since getting to welterweight. And that's another thing. Some people that was on the live yesterday, they starting to question whether or not Terrence is a dirty fighter because they're like, where's all this power and all this strength coming from? But Terrence has been knocking people out since day one, so I don't know. I don't think he's on something.
And what it is, Terrence Camp is totally different from the average boxer that's coming up. What is the first thing about a trainer tell you don't do? They tell you don't touch weights. Terrence Crawford lift weights. He don't lift them like a bodybuilder, but he actually lift weights. His deadlift, they said his deadlift is one of the strongest for somebody at his weight class.
That size,
Yeah, for that size. So he actually lift weights. So that his strength could come from that.
And you know what else too? I'm glad you said that. You know, it's another fighter that got stronger as they got older from weightlifting, and people don't know it, but go look up his training regimen. Pernell Whitaker.
Oh, Whitaker?
Yeah, Pernell Whitaker. He wasn't lifting weights when he came out the Olympics. He got a certain trainer and started lifting weights. That's how Pernell was able to go up to 147 and 154.
Yeah, that's how
hold his own.
I remember his first fight at 154, and he got a knockout. And everybody thought it was going to be a boring fight because he was fighting Jake the Snake Rodriguez. And he knocked him out. And everybody was surprised. They were shocked. Like, Pernell getting knockouts at 154?
He was lifting weights the whole time. You go look it up. You go look it up. When he came out of the amateurs, he was not lifting. He found some trainer. I read it like a couple years ago. You go look it up. And that motherfucker had Pernell doing powerlifting and bench press and all of that.
Yeah,
and he said that he noticed a noticeable difference in Pernell's strength in the clinches and with his punch power.
Yeah. I always thought Marvin Hagler lifted weights, but he didn't. His body had looked like he was a body.
It was just a natural build, though. That's another thing. Like
natural build.
Like Tyson lifted weights in the second half of his career, but early on he just did calisthenics. But his natural build was just muscular.
Yeah. But that might be.
I was thinking something I can't think of.
Knockouts.
Wasn't Iran Barkley Well, he was more of a puncher, wasn't he, than a boxer?
Well, I would say he was a puncher because he wasn't a great boxer, but he was a decent boxer. Mind you, now, even though Tommy Hearns was old, he was the first person to outbox Tommy Hearns in the light heavyweight division. Even though they were older, people still couldn't outbox Tommy Hearns in his older days. And he got that fight against Barkley, the rematch, and Barkley outboxed him.
Don Judah, would you say that Tommy Hearns fought the most young competition? Fought the top competition for more of his career than the other four kings? Because it
Tommy
seemed like he
Hearns,
was the last one that was still fighting top guys.
Tommy Hearns and Duran was fearless, brother. I always say I used to battle with my brother because remember I was young. I'm younger than my brother. I used to battle with my brother because Duran was his favorite fighter, and I said, "Man, get out of here!" But when I got older, I came to realize Duran is a top fighter of all times, way higher than most people put him because
Yeah,
they look at the
he
Ray
gotta be
Leonard,
at least top
no
10.
Mas. That dude was fearless. Tommy Hearns was fearless.
Yeah.
Feared no man. They told, if you look at the history books, they told Tommy Hearns, don't fight Pepino, man. Let's wait and see what happens. Because Pepino Cuevas was knocking people out. I know that's before y'all time. It's
Yo.
even before my time. Really. I mean, I was old enough, but I wasn't really. And he laced Pepino Cuevas.
I don't know much about Pepino Cuevas, but I seen that damn fight and I did a video on that fight. He
And he
knocked that
was
dude to the underworld, man.
Yeah, and Tommy Hearns wasn't the favor. So he was fearless, bro. He was fearless. Even for anybody to even go to Kronk Gym, if you look at the history of Kronk Gym, you had to be a fearless person to even say I'm going with Emmanuel Stewart to Kronk Gym. The history of Emmanuel Stewart is if I had if I had God's son in here, y'all sparring with him. He didn't
Damn.
care. Everybody was sparring everybody. It wasn't no such thing as, oh, well, that's Tommy Hearns. I ain't sparring with Tommy. Nope, Mike McCallum had to get in that ring and spar with Tommy Hearns. All the fighters he had knew you was coming here to fight.
Now you seen the what shocked me in the sparring is how and this was at the Kronk Gym, but James Toney, the way that he was handling Gerald McClellan, that shocked me, man.
Yeah, well, he was more. Even though G-Man was better, was known more in the amateurs. By the time they got pro, what you call him was way more advanced than he was than G-Man was. Like he was made way more advanced. G-Man was held back a lot. He lost 3 fights before he even got to Julian Jackson. He had already lost 3 pro fights. That's why nobody looked at him. Everybody was like, he was a good amateur, but he got 3 losses already. You know, it's not like today. Back then, it's not like today where you got 3 losses. People were like, man, we ain't fighting him. He's a bum. So he did get the chance against Julian Jackson, and we already know the outcome of that it was. And he was a good fighter, man. I don't know why. I don't know what happened in G-Man's early career where he got those 3. Well, he got with Don King after he beat Julian Jackson. That's why he was with, because that was Don King promotion. Julian Jackson was a Don King fighter. So if you beat Don King fighter in the contract, you automatically become a Don King fighter. You know, yeah. So yeah, it was definitely the '90s.
Damn. Now hold up, we can't just run over that. You said Don King had it in the contract that if you be one of his fighters, you automatically became one of his fighters.
Yeah, unless you was one of them top
Oh, okay.
dogs like
That's
Duva,
crazy. Don King had
unless you
shit
was
on
with
lock, boy.
Duva or something. If you was like with a weak management, which Gerald McClellan was, he wasn't with the Duvas or. Yeah. Don King is a crook just like every other promoter. No, he did. But but he's a legend. Ain't nobody knocking his. You know, he put together some of the greatest stuff. He stole from all of them, even Ali. Who would have known to put together Ali, older Ali versus Foreman? And he pushed that. Everybody was like, "No, we love Ali. We don't want him to die." And Don King made that fight happen. Don King was a lot of fights. He made got to get past Zoo, right? Ain't he fighting Tom Zoo?
Yeah, he fighting Tim Zoo.
Yeah, yeah. Can't take Keith Thurman serious because of his list. I'm sorry.
Don't thug
I'm
me,
serious.
son.
I just can't. It's hard for me to look
Don't
at. If I didn't know he was,
don't
if I
thug
never
me,
seen his
son.
face before, and he got up there and was like, "I'm a fighter. I was the world champ," I would have been like, "No, you wasn't. Who's this guy?" I was-
No, that's Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman said, "Don't thug me, son. Don't thug me."
I'm just tapping. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Now, Keith Thurman is a good fighter, but the ring rust might get to him. I don't care what nobody say, bro. Ring rust will get you.
Look, Keith Thurman takes all these. He takes these hiatuses, and Don Ju. That's another thing. One of the biggest factors of why Errol looked so bad against Crawford is ring rust. Like Crawford had fought in that time period when they were trying to make the fight happen. He fought Evanescence. Errol didn't fight nobody.
Yeah,
So he went
but
from Ugas to taking damn near 2 years off, and then boom, Terrence Crawford. It made no sense.
when Spence name became popular, I watched almost every fight he had, and it was about when I noticed Spence, it was probably about 2 or 3 fights before his title against Brooks, and I watched him, and I caught Terrence Crawford right at the end of 135 when he fought Gamboa, so I watched him, and it was like, oh, he's an offensive fighter, he don't have any defense, but I always said if Terrence Crawford went to 147, could hold that weight, his style won't beat Spence because Spence is one dimensional. 1 foot forward, 1 foot forward, 1 foot forward, 1 foot forward. He has no, and I always said that even before the fight started. I said Terrence Crawford's gonna knock this kid out. Everybody thought I was crazy. I'm talking about the people I grew up, and it
Man,
happened.
hey, man, you should have made a video on that shit, boy. You went
I should
viral.
have. I should have.
You
And
went
I,
viral, and then you would have been able to make another video, like before and after type of video. And you should have made money because you saw that. I didn't see the shit coming.
I
Not
seen
like
it
that.
because he's one dimensional. I seen the fight. See, people think he walked over Brooks. I'll be like, look at that again. He did not walk over Brooks. It was a half, and Brooks won the first half convincingly.
Oh, Terrence said it himself. He didn't walk over Brooks. He said he had to be careful. Brooks was
No,
trying
no,
to
not
turn him
Crawford,
around.
not Crawford. I'm talking about Spence.
Oh,
Spence.
shit,
When he
okay.
fought Brooks, the whole first half was Brooks. Then Brooks got tired, and that's when Spence picked up the pace.
Started wearing him
got to
down.
stop. Yeah, and got to stop it. But when you look at skill for skill, Brooks was dominating that fight from the first half. I thought he was gonna lose. I was like, damn, this young
But
kid.
Errol was able to bully him, man. That was crazy. Errol was able to bully him.
Then I look at the Porter fight, and I seen even Steven. Now, when I look at Porter, I say, okay, he's a good fighter. He can forward. He ain't scared of nobody. That's another fighter that's not scared of anybody. So he not scared, but his tactical skills is not on the level of Crawford. If they ever fought, Crawford gonna beat this cat, but it ain't gonna be easy. But he gonna beat him.
So what's the biggest difference? How come Porter was able to last longer and all of that?
I guess what I do believe, even though I don't make excuses for nobody, I do believe the accident had a lot to do with it. Because look at Crawford. I mean, look at Spence when he fought Ugas. He was beating the shit out of Ugas, and then all of a sudden, one little punch, they talking about some mouthpiece flew out. No, It looked like he was almost gonna be. If Ugas was a better fighter,
He would have got him
Errol
out of
Spence
there.
turned his head, he would have got Errol Spence out of there. Now we know Ugas is no Terrence Crawford. We all can agree on that. So in that same fight, with the same stuff happening, if Terrence Crawford would have caught him and he turned his head, that fight would have been over. That fight would have been over, bro. Any fighter on a step above.
Damn, man. The way you described that. So I actually did go like, oh, maybe it was the mouthpiece. But Errol looked hurt. So
He was
maybe
hurt.
it wasn't the mouthpiece at all. Maybe the motherfucker just hurt from that damn car crash and his punch resistance has never been the same.
KJ, you know, being in these gyms, you know these fighters make up any excuse in the world to not look bad. I've been in the gym with a lot of fighters, and I've seen something happen. For instance, when Meldrick Taylor, after he lost to Chavez, when he took the belt from my man Aaron Davis, he came to the gym with every excuse in the world. And everybody was like, he was washed up. That's not even the same Melchick. And you let him beat you and take your title on your first defense? He made up every excuse in the world. No, you just couldn't beat him. You just couldn't beat him. So fighters like to make excuses. Yeah, my mouthpiece. That was my mouthpiece. He ain't hurt me. Out of here, man. You was hurt, bro.
Yeah, because I know Errol was hurt because Errol don't really fight going backwards. After that, he started moving and going backwards.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah.
If that was even Thurman, he would have been done.
Now look, I gotta ask you though, man. Devin Haney and Tank Davis at 140. How you think that fight will go?
Well, Haney, Tank already said 140 is not his favorite weight class. He didn't look that great against what's his name? What's that guy? Yeah, whatever his Yorio, whatever his name is. He didn't look too good. And now you look at Haney and you compare him to Barrios. Now we already know Haney is a full-fledged 140.
Yep.
So we know that already. So there's no, and Barrios don't hit no harder than Haney. He ain't no puncher either.
Right.
His boxing skills is way less than Haney's.
Yeah.
So if Haney chin could deal with it, like if he could take Tank punches, if he could take Tank punches, he would outbox Tank easily. Because he's superior. He got hit a lot. That's Loma. Loma's skills is much better than Tank's. Yeah. I see Loma boxing skills being much better than Tank.
Damn.
Not that Tank can't box. Now I'm not saying Tank can't box. I'm saying his boxing skill, his punch combination, his speed, the way Loma throw his punches is totally different from the way Tank throw his punches. So
now, Don Judah, I hate to cut you off, but I gotta ask you this, man. A lot of people don't understand this, but I tell them part of the reason that Devin was able to beat Loma is because of Devin's style and his height and shit like that. Right now at 35, I think Loma will give Tank a run for his money just because of Loma's style. All of that movement, all of those punches. I think if Loma was younger, he'd probably have beat Tank, but I think at this age, I saw him get tired in the fight against Haney. But people don't understand, like, Loma's style is hard for any damn body.
Yeah,
like, the fact that Devin won, that was a great accomplishment for him at 24.
That's an experienced fighter. Yeah.
And then he's back in front of you. He does like this turning thing. His footwork, the way he moves around you. That's what I'm. It's like his position.
When Loma catch you with if you notice, when Loma catch you with a jab, he don't have to set up for the right. It's coming automatically. That's that years and years of experience fighting on high level. Even at the his amateur career was on high levels. He won 2 gold medals.
One of the best amateur careers. He had like 400
he was fighting internationals. See, when dudes fight these little, when here in the U.S., when we fight these little local tournaments and stuff like that, we think we somebody when we won a Golden Glove. That's nothing when you compared to somebody winning an international tournament, meaning Russia versus Cuba, America. Those are big. Loma been fighting on that level in the amateur division for about 8 years. When most dudes only fight that 1 or 2 years, if they win or go to the semifinals, they be like, I'm ready for the pros. So that's why he come in with all this experience. But the bad part of it is he came in older. So now he had a few years and he's already old.
Well, but it's the thing though, Don. Why Loma couldn't change his style? Why, like, you know, if you're a mover, you can't be moving the same once you hit 30. So all of the jumping, you have to make some type of an adjustment. That's the only thing I look at Loma. I'm like, how come he didn't try to become more of an inside fighter instead of taking 4 or 5 steps, shorten that down to 1 or 2 steps?
Well, I'm on my experience as a trainer, I'm gonna say because he's too little. He's fighting at his max. He's fighting at his max weight class. So where the power gonna come from to fight in the inside?
Right.
Where he gonna get the power from? Now, if he go back down to 126 and he say, okay, I'm an older 126 pound, I can't be moving like this. I'm gonna stay in the pocket and I'm gonna tear these ribs up and blah blah blah. He can do that, but at 135, he's maxed out. Yeah. He really don't have power. Look at the punches he caught Haney with and didn't even drop Haney. He caught Haney in them 2 rounds that he won unanimously. He caught Haney with some good shots.
Yeah,
And
clean shit.
clean shots.
Clean.
And Haney, even though he was hurt, he didn't go nowhere. Knees didn't buckle. He didn't fall. You're supposed to get a knockdown.
I think if Tank would have fought Haney at lightweight, he would have stopped him. I think
I
that
think so
one
too.
of the reasons that Loma started to catch up to Haney is because Haney, his body started to catch up to him. Draining yourself, being that big at 135, 24 years old.
Yeah.
But you saw at 140 against Regis, the man didn't miss a beat. He was looking light on his feet for 12 rounds. He was still able to move his feet. So I think that Tank, he waited a little bit too long for Haney. I think if he would have gotten him at lightweight, I think he would have sparked him.
That's what I said. I was saying Tank ruined his own legacy. He gonna get the money because it's not. He gonna get the money. He's gonna retire rich. That's not gonna be his problem. His legacy is always gonna be questioned the same way we question, not me, but the same way some people question Mike Tyson's legacy. It's gonna be questioned. Who did he fight?
I know, but Mike did fight. Mike did fight the motherfucker. He just was losing.
I know that.
But
I know that. That's
he
why I
fought.
said not me.
I know you said not you. But I was just saying, just in case for the listeners, Mike did get in there with them big names. Like he got in there with Lennox, he got in there with Evander. We still waiting on Tank to give us that super
Before
fight.
even before that, I could name fighters that was
Spinks.
top contenders, but people today don't know them.
Yep.
You know, if you tell somebody
Michael Spinks.
Tony Tubbs, Mike Tyson knocked out Tony Tubbs, you're like, who the hell is Tony Tubbs?
Yeah, Don Judah,
Tony
I have a
Tubbs
question.
was a top-notch boxer back then. But see, when you get somebody to interrupt your legacy like a Mike Tyson, that's what I tell people all the time. Mike Tyson destroyed people's futures. Like Tyrell Biggs. Tyrell Biggs was an Olympic fighter. He was supposed to have been a title holder, but they forgot that this young kid that didn't make the Olympics 4 years earlier is going to still be fighting, named
And
Mike Tyson.
And Carl Williams, remember?
All them dudes was great fighters, man. And Mike tore them up. Yeah, they act like Mike won 12-round decisions against these cats. Mike knocked these cats out. See, when you throw these mediocre fighters or these fighters that didn't make their name yet and he wins a 12-round decision against them, then you can say, but he was knocking these cats out. These cats won silvers and gold medals, bro. He was
Honestly, the most dangerous fighter to me that Tyson ever fought was Razor Ruddock. That fool was just dangerous. I don't know if you know the fight, what he did to Michael Dokes, but
He was
holy
dangerous,
shit,
but he was
he almost.
sloppy. The most dangerous fighter Tyson really fought prior to Holyfield and Lewis was Tony Tucker. Tony Tucker was
He gave
Tony
That-
Tucker
that was
actually
a
knocked
fight.
out Buster Douglas before Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson.
If Tony
I forgot
Tucker-
about that.
If Tony Tucker had better management, he would have had a better career. They was so strung up on taking his damn money that the man wasn't even able to afford his boxing career. But he should have went further after that Mike Tyson fight. But his managers, they was so hung up on trying to take every penny from him.
Did y'all ever see the Mike Tyson and Mitch Green fight?
Yeah, hell, you could
Of course.
All right, now you see Mitch Green took him 12 rounds. He couldn't knock Mitch out. Took him 12 rounds. Mitch Green?
Or no, it was 12?
No,
Or it was
12.
10, right? It was 10, wasn't
He
it?
took him, well, 10, yeah, 10, because it wasn't a title fight. You see how he took him 10 rounds? Mike never knocked him down or nothing.
Knocked his mouthpiece out.
You see how he never knocked him down. He never knocked him down or out. That's my point. Now what I got to say is Mitch Green was on angel dust. He was on cocaine. He was on every drug that.
The game member, he blood, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, he
was.
wasn't. They just called him Blood. He wasn't a Blood. They just called him Mitch Blood Green for putting blood in people's mouth all the time.
Oh, damn.
Mitch Green was a great fighter. Drugs destroyed Mitch Green. Mitch Green and my brother was partners at the UBA boxing. Both. If you look at Mitch Green's history, they're gonna mention UBA boxing in Harlem. That was him and my brother were on the same team. He was a good fighter. Drugs destroyed him.
I want to address the comment. Somebody said Mitch Green was a nobody. That's somebody that don't know boxing. This brother is absolutely correct, man. People don't understand boxing and how hard it is. Mitch Green was a real good fighter, and people just don't know. They just don't know. A lot of guys.
He was
Tyson
for real
fought.
though. He was a good boxer.
Yeah, a lot of guys
Because I remember he fought Mike Tyson.
You know what it is? They looking at publicity. A lot of these fighters didn't have the publicity like Tyson had, and so they think they're nobodies because they didn't have the publicity. They didn't have the marketing behind them like Tyson did. But Tyson fought some skilled dudes.
Yeah,
Trust me.
people don't remember Alex Stewart. Alex Stewart was 26-0 with 26 knockouts. Now, if you could take Mike Tyson out of the picture, we'll all be right now talking about Alex Stewart probably. But he ran into a Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but when you look at the opponents that Mike Tyson has fought, can you really say like they were like they were dogs?
And Tyson, and one more thing, and one more thing, Tyson. I want to say this. I want to say this real quick. Hold on.
And I'm from New York. I'm from Harlem. Like I get it, but
I'm from Harlem too.
I want to say this. Tyson was he's 5. I've met Tyson in person. I've been at his house. The dude, because I'm 6'2". The dude is only like he's less
Tyson's house.
Yeah, because I'm from Vegas. But what I'm trying to say is this. Hold on, let me say this. He's shorter than 5'10". He's not 5'10". He's shorter than that. This guy is a small guy. He had no business really in the ring, but because of Customato, his training, his techniques is what made this dude phenomenal. This dude physically wasn't supposed to be a heavyweight, fighting at heavyweight. We gotta factor in how incredible that is. Somebody that's undersized to go up against guys 6'6", 6'5", 6'2", 6'4". You know what I'm saying? This guy was definitely outmatched physically, man. But the dude was able to do what he's able to do, man.
I have to question Tyson's resume, man. I have to.
Why?
Because you don't know boxing. You don't know boxing, bro.
Yeah, you know, the only time people that resume don't know
when you look at Tyson's resume,
I ain't gonna say you don't know boxing. I'm gonna say you're not deep into it.
Bro, you don't know boxing.
Okay. If you say so, let's look at when Mike Tyson got out of jail, right? Who was he supposed to fight? But he had to pay $4 million to the Duck.
But he still fought him
Later.
That was Lennox Lewis.
All right. So when he was the mandatory challenger, why did he take the money?
Let me tell you something real. Hold on, let me educate you real fast.
I'm asking a question.
No, I'm gonna tell you something though. When Tyson was still questioning if he want to even fight at all because the man lost his mom, lost his trainer, getting ripped off by Don King. He was questioning if he was gonna fight at all. He didn't even want to.
Time out. That's his fault.
I'm not even talking about that Tyson. I'm talking about the early fights.
First off, don't even say Tyson ducked Lennox Lewis. All of them are called stuffed his ass.
He was the mandatory challenger. That's why he had to pay. That's why he had to pay Lennox Lewis $4 million.
But I'm gonna tell you why he paid the $4 million, because the man just got out of prison and he was still contemplating if he wanted to box at all. He said he didn't didn't think he was gonna come back.
So why tell Lennox Lewis that he's gonna fight him after he got his belt back? What was the point in even telling him? You see, we're not gonna do this backdrop BS. We're not gonna do that.
Listen,
you told him you was gonna fight him as the mandatory challenger. I don't want to hear no excuses.
But this is what I want to tell you. This is boxing. You got to get tune-up fights. You got to look at Errol Spence and how he got mocked because he didn't have tune-ups. You got to have tune-up fights for a big fight like that, bro.
That's like saying Ali is a bum because when he came out of his 3-year, he didn't fight Joe Frazier right away. He fought Cooney and then fought Frazier. Come on, man.
Okay, then, but the difference is that Mike Tyson didn't fight Lennox Lewis,
and he still lost. Muhammad Ali still lost because he needed tune-ups.
Wait a minute,
you need tune-ups when you've been out the game.
Back up.
That's why.
Don't ever.
You know, hold on.
Don't ever.
I say this before. Well, another reason Ali lost is because he was with women on the night of the fight. I mean,
yeah, but that goes back to training. That goes back to training.
I'm gonna tell you
got to get back in that. Hold on, bro. Let me speak, bro, and we'll let you speak. Let's take turns. I'm just saying, like, when it comes to, there's a certain proper etiquette when you having big fights. You got to have tune-ups, and that's including the training and all that, because you got to get back into that flow state. Same thing with Ali. Ali needed more tune-ups than that. That's why Ali would have beat Frazier the first time if he had more tune-ups. But when you rush into a big fight like that, and somebody's that's having like 3 or 5 or 10 fights in 1 year, and you only had 1 or 2, you're gonna be at a disadvantage. That's why you gotta really get back into that flow and have more fights first. So especially when you're going up against a top contender. That's why. But let me finish this. I'm just saying that's why Tyson paid off Lennox Lewis, because he needed more time. He was buying time to get back in that rhythm.
You see, KJ, look, KJ, remember what I told you the last time about me? Even though I love Mike Tyson being from New York, do you see what the difference is between making excuses and having a reason? It's a huge reason. Now, let's backtrack. I'm going to tell you, don't you ever, don't ever compare Tyson to my Ali. Let me tell you what the difference is. Ali went to prison from not drafted in the war. They took his belt.
Ali did not go to prison. So you're wrong right
I'm
there.
sorry, not go to prison. They took his belt from
You're
him
lying, my brother.
when he
Don't be
refused to
lying.
be drafted. When he refused to be drafted,
They took his
they
license.
took something that no other world fighter could take from him. They took that from him, and he had to pay lawyers. Not to mention, Mike Tyson was making a lot more money than Ali was. Mike Tyson wasn't making the type of money. I mean, Ali was not making the type of money Tyson was. Not even close.
This is why I say you have to be older in those certain things. You went already. Let me go next. You went already, bro.
No,
First of all,
I wasn't finished. Who told him to go to Don King?
I thought you was somebody else. My bad. Go ahead. I thought you was somebody else.
Who told him to go to Don King? Who told him that?
I mean, everybody had to pretty much. Don King was one of the biggest promoters in boxing, though.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to make the big bucks, like Mike
Don
Tyson,
King, it's a lot of fighters.
But Mike Tyson also spent went through 300 million, 400 million on his own. But Don King was still stealing money. That just show you how much money that Don was able to make.
Yeah,
So
but it
wasn't a bad business move going with Don King necessarily. If Tyson didn't splurge a lot of his own money, he would still have money, and that's with Don King still ripping him off.
It's his fault. But his trainer, but his trainer that Cuss left him with, he told him not to do it. He fired him before his contract ended, and then he ended up suing Tyson. You see, we got to get on Mike Tyson. The fact of the matter is, when you look at his resume, right, they were good fighters, but he has never fought and beat a Hall of Famer.
What you mean he never fought?
He just hasn't. He hasn't, bro.
He beat two Hall of Famers.
Yo, Larry Holmes in the Hall of Fame, right?
Larry Holmes was scared to come out of his dressing room, bro. We thought he was going to beat Tyson.
Frank Bruno. What about Frank Bruno?
No.
Frank Bruno is not a Hall of Famer.
Thank you. He's not a Hall of Famer.
But Larry Holmes is a Hall of Famer.
And Larry Holmes are two Hall of Famers. Spinks and Larry Holmes are Hall of Famers. And like I said already,
undefeated, right?
First of all, Larry
above and beyond who's fighting when you're watching. See, boxing
back then.
before you turn a pro.
Larry Holmes in the boxing in the British.
Out of his dressing room, bro.
Bro, if I can't get a word in, everybody just gonna run with they. When you don't know boxing on that level, you don't know that these fighters that Mike beat was supposed to be future great fighters. Now another thing with the 3 years off, him and Ali both had 3 years off.
I watch all the old school, man.
Prison. Ali 3 years he was free. He was sparring. He was doing charity boxing matches. So actually, Mike 3 years was way worse than his 3 years off.
He got out early. He didn't serve his full sentence.
But he had to win his license. He had to still get his license back too, just like Ali did. He had 3 years in prison.
He still had his boxing license, bro. They didn't revoke his life. He just went to prison.
Bro, New York, Indiana had no box. He didn't even box in prison. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, well, he had the opportunity. He couldn't spar. But he said he had the opportunity to train, but he didn't want to train. He said he spent every day, for women.
And
that's what Mike said.
If you're in prison, what mentality you gonna have to fucking box? Somebody want to box in no damn prison?
Bernard Hopkins did it.
Yeah, but he was a kid.
But
he
Larry
was never
Holmes,
a champ yet. That was his future.
Too. He fought in the prison,
bro. When he fought Larry Holmes was at the tail end of his career. The odds of Holmes beating Ali.
Care about that. Holmes still beat a prominent heavyweight after Mike Tyson.
Yep. Wait,
but he.
Mind if I jump in on this whole Larry Holmes?
Sir.
All right, let me jump in on the Larry Holmes thing real quick, because everybody criticizes Mike for fighting, inactive Larry Holmes, but nobody says nothing about Holyfield fighting Holmes, and he went to decision with him. Why is that?
Wait a minute, hold on. Tell
And not only that, George Foreman was old. He went to decision with George.
That part.
Larry Holmes ain't no George Foreman.
Yeah.
I don't care. So his career says otherwise.
Yeah,
No.
Larry Holmes is a Hall of Fame fighter. He's one of the best to ever do it.
You said who?
He really is.
Larry Holmes is one of the
Yeah,
best.
so
Muhammad Ali
otherwise.
style.
Bro,
He had the
when he
title for
fought,
10 years,
bro,
12 years.
when he fought Mike Tyson, the odds against him were 10-1. Nobody thought Leon Spinks was going to beat Mike Tyson. Nobody thought he was going to beat Mike Tyson. Apparently,
Michael Spinks?
it was that rumor that he was scared to come out of his dressing room. It was either him or
You
somebody
talking
else.
about Michael Spinks?
That was Spinks.
Yeah, Michael Spinks. Yeah, like come on, bro. Those are his two prominent wins. He never fought and beat a Hall of Famer.
Okay, but that still goes to touch. Why nobody
He
said
said never, and you just named two Hall of Famers.
Yeah. Leon's Michael Spinks and George Foreman. I mean, Michael Spinks and Larry Holmes are in the Hall of Fame though.
After he didn't beat him in any proms though.
But they in the Hall of Fame though. Most fighters don't fight the other fighter in their prime. It's rare to see two fighters meet up in their prime. What happened between Sugar
Like
Ray
Ryan and Tank.
and Sugar Ray and Thomas Hearns? That's an anomaly in boxing.
You talking about the Four Kings? Oh, they beat.
I'm talking about those instances where they fought and they were young and they were seasoned champions. Like they had already developed.
These cats act like Mike was going 10, 12 round decisions. He was knocking cats out, bro. It wasn't no decision wins.
Hey, look, when he went up against Evander Holyfield, what happened?
He lost one, and the second one he finished here.
Nah, he didn't lose. He got his ass whipped.
Was over the hill at the time. I think.
The veteran receiver.
Well, really, to be honest, when he fought
Just listen
Holyfield,
to the CBS guys gush.
Yeah, that Mike did fight. I was pissed off that Mike bit the ear because he wasn't losing.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, Don. I think Mike, he didn't really lose Holyfield. He kind of quit because he kind of did something to make sure the fight was over with. But it was because he was tired of getting headbutted and shit.
Yeah. But that was see, my thing, I don't give Mike no props for that because everybody knew Holyfield was a head. That was Holyfield's first nickname. Holyfield, his name was Evander Head Holyfield. That was his first name before Real Deal.
Yeah, I met him too, man. Evander Holyfield is cool, man, and his son. His son's a fighter. I trained Evander Holyfield. I used to live in Atlanta. My boxing where I used to train at over in Champions Boxing Gym over in Jonesboro. My homeboy Chris Scott, he knows him. And he knows his son.
Beast, man. I like it.
Yeah, his son gave up, right?
What you say?
Evan, like it's like Evander or Evan Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield, he's the coolest dude ever, bro. Cool.
4-time heavyweight champion. I mean, he's a good fighter. But my thing with the Lennox Lewis shit, everybody get mad. I said Lennox Lewis is 1 year older than Mike, but Mike was fighting 5 years before him. Mike was winning heavyweight titles before Lennox Lewis won the gold medal. So if y'all think Lennox Lewis would have turned pro the same time Mike did, and they would have fought somewhere in that 4 years, y'all think it would have been the same fight?
No.
Lewis got knocked out with one punch by Oliver McCall, who closed his eyes and threw a punch.
I tell people all the time, being washed up is not only age. You know, Mike was fighting these grown men since he was 18 years old.
But Lennox Lewis ain't ducked from nobody.
So his wear and tear was totally different.
But Lennox Lewis ain't ducked from nobody.
Lennox Lewis didn't fight Riddick Bowe in his prime when they were supposed to.
That was Riddick Bowe's fault. Riddick Bowe had just finished fighting Holyfield, and they wanted him to fight Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis ain't ducked nobody.
Lennox Lewis, I just fought Holyfield 2 times in a row. I need a break. So he threw the WBC title in the garbage.
Yeah, so, don't get it twisted now. Lennox Lewis won it.
It had nothing to do with Lennox Lewis. That was Riddick Bowe that said no.
Yeah, so you could look at Lennox Lewis and you could say that he didn't duck from nobody.
Why Mike Tyson didn't fight George Foreman when he came back?
Tyson went to prison. Tyson went to prison.
When George made his comeback, there was a window of opportunity for them to fight.
George Foreman didn't want to fight Mike Tyson. He said that out of his own mouth.
They both said no.
Was young, right?
KJ, they both said no.
He said no. George Foreman wasn't going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, they both said no. I remember when George said no.
Yeah, he said no, bro.
I actually agree. Cause look, I seen a video where George was young and he said that Mike Tyson don't want to fight me. But then I saw a video when George was old and George was like, I ain't want no parts of Mike.
Yeah, he was bluffing. He said that after.
Yeah, but George Foreman did say something on David Letterman talk about he'll take him out 2 rounds. That was like around his. I'm just saying that's what he said.
George, we talking like George was some bum. George wasn't no joke. But what I could say is after George Foreman lost to Ali, Mike would beat that George Foreman. Mike would beat the George Foreman after Ali. Now before Ali,
George mentally wasn't right.
That's why I said that. That's exactly why I said that.
Hey, look,
'Cause he
losing to
lost.
Ali, man, it can mess up your head, really. Yo,
Well,
even
it wasn't
after
that he
50
lost
years,
to Ali. He lost to a washed up Ali, like
Yeah.
an Ali that wasn't the same Ali at all. Not
don't
even
matter.
close.
He lost, and
And he
yo,
got knocked out by him.
him losing to
And
Ali,
Ali was in his ear. Like that's
yeah.
that shit was replaying in George's
Yeah, that's all you
his
got,
ear when he
George.
tried to sleep all the shit that Ali was talking to him.
Yeah, and
Hey,
they
look,
messed it
man,
up.
look. I've never seen a loss affect a man like George Foreman, bro. He's still thinking about that fight.
Well,
He ain't
he
never,
still came
he
back
never
as
gonna
an
let it
older
go.
man and won the title.
Okay,
So
so if Mike and George did fight when George was older, how do y'all see the fight going?
I
I'll
think
say
Mike beat
George
100%.
Foreman was a better, he was a better boxer later than he was in his prime. But it's just a young Mike Tyson. I don't know. I don't know.
Boxers just he had so much power he never really used any of his boxing skill. Maybe his head
No,
movement.
Tyson, the younger that you watch Tyson in his career, he used all of his boxing skill. Only thing that Tyson didn't do as a pro, which he did as an amateur, is box going backwards. But when you watch his early career as a pro, he jabbed. He didn't just try to rely on power. He used his head movement. He used combination punches. Most of his knockouts was because he was throwing punches in combination, and he would start out most of his fights with a jab.
That was
So
Well,
because
the
that
boxing when he first was a
that
pro.
you
was,
know,
that
Mike
was
Tyson
because
was
of Kevin
cheated out of
Rooney,
an
bro.
amateur
Ever since
career.
Mike Tyson left Kevin Rooney, he was never the same. He should have listened. Kevin Rooney was the one who told him, you know what I'm saying, how to pivot with an uppercut when you're against the ropes and stuff like that. He's the one who taught him all that. And when he
You
left him
don't
for
forget
Don
that.
King, he never evolved.
It's true. He just became a headhunter.
That's
Exactly.
really it. He all the discipline that Kevin Rooney like taught in him, he Mike Tyson got complacent, bro.
And I'm
But
gonna touch on that point because with Kevin Rooney, he was 35-0, 31 knockouts. 3 fights later, after Kevin Rooney, what happened?
Yeah, he was never the same.
He was a
No, I'm saying
headhunter.
3 fights later, after Kevin Rooney, the
it
biggest
was
upset
his
in boxing.
activities. It was his activities
He
outside
lost to
the ring.
Douglas.
It was the activities outside the ring that ruined
That's
Mike
his
Tyson.
fault. That's his fault.
Everything is
Mike
somebody's
Tyson,
fault. If you
the
lose a
sparring
fight, it's your
session
fault.
before that fight
Hey,
that night.
look,
If
let
you
me
win
tell
a
you,
fight, it's your fault.
man, I'm gonna just say this about Mike Tyson, and like I said, I love Mike Tyson to death. But, and I say this to everybody who got a good head on their shoulders, sometimes it's not you, it's the company you keep. When you look at Mike Tyson, people who he hung around with, they was never his friend. They just wanted to take advantage of him and what they can get for themselves. And that's what ultimately destroys a person.
Yeah,
When
Robin Givens.
you just hanging around with people,
Everybody, Heckle and Jekyll. I
that's
forgot them two dudes' name from Brooklyn. I called them
bro.
Heckle and
He
Jekyll.
had when Mike Tyson got out of prison, he had like he still had over what $300 million. He said it when he did the Spike Lee movie. He had over $300 million to his name, all gone. It's all
Yeah.
gone. It's
Yeah,
not you. It's the
he
company you
wasn't
keep.
retarded. You know, when he was a child, he was diagnosed retarded. That word was still that
Man,
out.
look, man, that's what the
For real.
YT people would be saying, man. He wasn't
He had
retarded.
autism, right?
Nah, he got no. He's not autistic. No.
I mean, he might. You never know.
That's
Sometimes
why I
people
said
don't.
he was
They could
diagnosed. I ain't
misdiagnose.
saying he was. I said he was diagnosed. But his mother said no, he ain't, and dismissed it.
That's what I'm saying. It's look.
But what Don is saying, I don't know what Don. I'm not gonna speak with Don, but
I'm just
basically what
saying
I'm saying
facts.
is,
That's all I'm
it's,
just saying. I'm just
it
saying
seems as
facts.
though
So
they
even
might have misdiagnosed Mike. Maybe Mike had some type of a learning
that's what I'm
disability
trying
Bro,
to say.
or
Maybe
something.
all Mike Tyson
he
needed,
wasn't retarded,
all Mike
but he
Tyson
had
needed was
some problems.
discipline. All Mike
He had
Polar
Tyson needed was
disorder
No,
for
discipline in
sure.
his life.
Stavo, what he's saying, it's a lot of people like this, especially in our community where
Yeah,
it's a screw or two loose, but they can function just well enough. But if you pay
yeah,
Yeah,
attention, you can see it's a screw or something loose.
yeah,
So maybe Mike
yeah.
Tyson
That's what
didn't
I'm
get the
trying
help
to
that
say.
he needed
Exactly. He
intellectually
still
growing
needed
up.
help.
Not
I,
maybe,
He
it's a
still,
fact he didn't get
yeah,
all of the help and the tutoring,
yeah,
the stuff that he needed.
exactly.
yeah. I understand that, but what I'm saying is this: as far as the diagnosis, look, the healthcare system, man, was something else back then, even now. But what I'm saying is this: when you look at Mike Tyson, when he became, all he needed was guidance and discipline. When you look at Mike Tyson, he replicated every father figure that he ever had. What black guy do you know from New York wears an Italian hat with suspenders? He was imitating Cuz. And when he got
Yeah,
with Don King, he became more political. He tried to imitate people that was trying. He just needed discipline and structure. He needed a father. And that's
when
what
he
he
was,
saw in
But I
Cuss.
mean, once somebody grown, you can't come in and be their father.
yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
but no, but he, but no, but he was a kid when he met Cuss though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's where him and Teddy Atlas had that divide, him and Cuss, because Teddy Atlas was trying to get him like to stay in school or stay out of trouble and all that.
Hey,
Yeah,
make sure,
he did.
hey,
He
make
did.
sure y'all don't say the R word because TikTok was sending
Oh
me
yeah,
flags
yeah,
and
you're
stuff. You
right.
know how they are.
Right, but
Yeah.
you know, like I was saying, he was trying to keep him in school and all that, but Cuss was more so trying to groom him just to be a fighter, and then that's where they had that difference, and then even Tyson and Atlas had that difference.
What we all skipped is
Bro,
Mike was a underprivileged child growing up with a mother on narcotics
Right.
and everything. And when Cuss got him, it was his whole life changed. And then Cuss died. See, we looking at, oh, he should stay with Kevin. Y'all not even thinking the part that the man that got him out of his bad situation passed away.
Right.
Y'all not looking at that.
Yeah, but
Y'all
it was
looking at
Cuss who
Kevin.
told
He got
Kevin
rid of
Rooney.
Kevin
Stewart
Rooney.
brought him
Kevin
to
Rooney wasn't the person that raised him. So
I understand that, but it
the
was
problem
Cuss
he
who.
had was losing Cuss.
But it was Cuss who told Kevin Rooney. You
It
see,
don't
Mike,
matter.
he told Mike Tyson, yo, look, you need to get with him and you need to stick by him. Kevin,
Bro,
it was Cuss who
bro,
told Kevin Rooney to stay with Mike Tyson.
have you
And
ever
Mike
lost?
Tyson didn't listen.
Have you ever lost a parent? Hopefully not.
I'm
You know,
I'm
now
not
that you say
saying
that, Don Judah, I
I
forgot to
get
tell
it.
you guys.
Yeah.
In December, my dad passed away.
Sorry to hear
So
that.
yeah,
Sorry to
thank
hear.
you.
Last
I never
condolences,
mentioned
brother.
that to you guys, but thank you. But
Okay, well, I'm
Yeah,
getting
my
ready to say this.
condolences,
I
bro.
lost a
But
father at a
all I'm
young
saying is
age.
that look,
Come on, bro.
we all know that Cuss was sick. Cuss was sick and he was being stubborn. Cuss was the one who told Kevin Rooney to stay and Mike Tyson, and he told Mike Tyson, he said, hey, look, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. Kevin, you need to stick with Kevin Rooney. You need to face the fact that I might not be here. And
Ever.
Kevin and Cuss gave Kevin Rooney his will and what to do. And when Mike Tyson had the whole world on his shoulders, I mean, granted, Mike Tyson was very, very young because being a multimillionaire and a champion at the age of 21 and you young, you gotta have people around you to protect you. That's what Kevin Rooney
All right.
was for.
But
I'm gonna
Shabo,
say
look,
this.
They
I
I'm gonna
can
skipped,
break
say
it
they
this.
down.
skipped
I
about
didn't want to
Jimmy
say this.
Jacobs too.
This
I'm,
easiest
I'm,
way
gonna,
I can break it down to you, man.
I'm gonna
If
say this.
you if you in some type of a group, maybe I just say like a family house, right? Your dad is home, and then your
Yeah.
mom is home. Your dad might tell you to do something, and you're gonna listen because maybe you feel your dad a little bit more. When your dad leave, you're gonna do whatever the hell you want. Like
Yeah.
you'll wait for the ass whooping. Like, okay, fine. Once my dad get back, I get my ass whooped. But you're gonna be able to walk around. You're gonna be able to do things and try to get away with things that you wouldn't get away with if your dad was here because your mom don't have the same clout as your dad.
Yeah.
Kevin Rooney was never going to hold the position that Cuss held
Thank you.
and Mike's
Thank
Hill
you.
ever.
And I'm
Because
That's
not
when
what I
Cuss
was
passed,
trying to
it's like
say.
Kevin and them were telling, "Oh, we need you to do this, we need you to do that." But Mike is like, "Look, who the hell are y'all? Like, like y'all
I
not that.
agree.
Y'all
No,
not that
hey,
man."
look, I agree
Exactly.
with you 100%. That's why I say he didn't listen.
But we
Every
also
Yeah.
listened to. Oh, go ahead.
But that's what it was. He didn't listen because that wasn't Cuss. It wasn't Cuss. It's like saying, all right, when my father would leave, he would say, listen to your brother. Yeah, okay, Dad. Soon as he,
brothers don't. Yeah, I get that.
I'm not listening
I
to
agree
him.
100%.
I'm not listening to him. That's all that was.
I
That's all
agree.
that
Hey,
was.
look, I agree 100%. I agree 100% what you're saying,
And
bro.
then
There's no.
I can't admit to I can't attest to what Kevin Rooney used to do, but I'm gonna only quote what my brother said. My brother said Kevin Rooney used to smack Mike and all that when he, and Mike wasn't having that from him. And that was part of their breakup too. His
Okay.
tactics that he used against Mike. But I didn't witness that, so I didn't want to say it when my brother's passed on. So I'm just saying what he told me.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So his
But a lot
tactics
of
that he
people
used
feel.
against Mike wasn't good for Mike.
I
It
understand.
wasn't only that, oh, you ain't my trainer, cuz dead, I'm leaving you. But
Yep.
like I got that second hand, so I didn't want to say it, but I said it.
But after a lot of people forget about the fact about Jimmy Jacobs. He was still somewhat of a figure in Tyson's life too. And then when he passed, it was just Bill Caton and Kevin Rooney, and then that's when Don King
Yeah.
slipped in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and Don was the man back then at
Yeah,
that
definitely.
time. And then his history with all the great fights he made prior, it was like this is a win-win situation.
Right.
Hey, look, if my Tyson would have modeled his career after what Sugar Ray Leonard did in the 80s, him not cutting the promoter, getting his own
Well,
manager.
hold up, Shavo. Sugar Ray Leonard came from a house with two
Yeah,
parents.
I
He
was
came from
going to say
a
that.
11
Yeah,
household.
No.
Mike
I'm
Tyson,
just
when you look
talking.
up his
No, I'm just
story,
talking about. No, I'm just talking
no,
about.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying
Yeah,
when you go to compare people,
yeah.
it has to be an equivalent comparison. Sugar Ray Leonard is from Maryland. He come from an entirely different environment than Mike Tyson. Mike
And let
Tyson
me,
was really a street kid, and he was put in a predicament where he was exposed to a lot of adult things that he shouldn't have been exposed to, and
yeah,
somebody touched him as well as a kid. Like he was
yeah.
in a horrendous environment, so that's going to shape him as a person. So you can't just go and say, well, if he would have did what Sugar Ray did. Mike Tyson
No,
grew up
I'm saying.
totally different
No,
from
I'm
Sugar Ray.
talking about as far as taking control of your career of not having a promoter.
I'm just saying, I
I felt.
understand
Yeah,
exactly what you're saying. I'm saying it's just
yeah,
not that simple. It's just
part,
not 2 + 2 is 4 when you consider where Mike is coming from versus where Sugar
yeah,
Ray is coming from.
yeah.
Sugar Ray
yeah,
Leonard came from structure. Mike Tyson didn't.
Yeah, Sugar Ray was so family oriented that I heard this in the video and I looked for it and I cannot find it. Mike McCallum asked him, "Why didn't you fight me?" And he said, "Because you beat my brother in the National Golden Gloves." That's how tight knit he was with his family. He refused to fight a man that beat his brother and messed up his brother's career. Because you win the National Golden Gloves, that gives you a ticket to a promoter coming to you saying, "Hey, sign with us."
yeah.
So that's how tight knit Sugar Ray was with his family. That's all I want to say.
But at the same time, somebody whooped my brother's ass. I'm like, all right, now you got to come for me next.
Yeah, but you can say that, but he didn't. He did. That's not how he thought.
Right.
So
I mean, I know,
he
but
looked at it as I'm the money man.
Right.
If I
I'm not
fight you,
gonna
you're
pay
gonna
you
get
because of
all
that.
this money.
Yep.
It ain't about the fight. It's about me getting you paid.
Yep.
That's the way Sugar Ray Leonard looked at it.
Yeah.
So
He wasn't.
true
Yeah,
that, true that.
He
That's
wasn't
some
gonna let
that's
that
some Floyd
happen.
Mayweather shit right there.
yeah, that's
The,
the way he looked
the,
at it. Like, you messed up my brother' career. I'm not about to put $10 million in your pocket.
Right.
That's
yeah.
how he looked at it.
The
And
only
so
Hey
brother.
man,
outside the ring.
but that was business. He wasn't trying to like. I'm like, come on, man. Like I get it, but come on, man.
But
I
you
mean,
talk about a man that was
don't
forced
let a
by
man
God.
stop him from getting his paper.
That didn't stop him. It never stopped Sugar Ray. It stopped him. But that's his decision. That's every decision a man make ain't gonna be the same decision another man make. Because
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
go with
I agree.
me personally. I go with I'll fight you. You beat my brother. I'm gonna whip your mind.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
Man,
The
yo,
only
man.
fighter I know that avenged his brother's loss was Klitschko, and what was that white guy's name?
Corey Sanders.
Corey Sanders. Yeah, he knocked out Vladimir, and then Klitschko or
That's
Vitali came back and whooped him.
Look, KJ, all I
Wasn't
know is that New York, man, we need a champion badly, man. Harlem ain't had a champion
Didn't we just
since
Mark Breed?
Camacho. We ain't,
Nah,
man.
we
New
had a
York
Tank,
City.
champion
Tank,
since
Tank
Mark Grilling.
Davis
Come on,
said,
man.
"Hey, Tank Davis said New York is like a second home." So if he go to 140 and beat
Nah, man,
Nah, we had
no,
champions since
nah.
Mark Grilling.
You
Come
can't.
on, man. My man
there you
Aaron
go.
Davis knocked out Mark Grilling, and he from the Bronx. Mark
Man, we
Grilling
need a
built,
Harlem
and he from the
champion, bro.
Bronx.
But that's not
Hey,
happening.
what? So, Belanga? Come on now.
Hector
Hey, what
Berlank.
about Chris Colbert? He was kind of nice at the lower division.
Chris
Yeah,
Colbert is from
Camacho
where?
was good, man. He just got tied up in them drugs, man. He was a
He was
junkie.
very talented. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a talented fighter.
Yeah, Camacho,
He was just a junkie.
Camacho came into the pros as a junkie. So, I mean, he still did good, but he claimed Puerto Rico, so
Yeah.
he claimed
Oh
Puerto
yeah, of
Rico.
course, of course.
He was Puerto Rican, wasn't? Oh, that's
Yep.
I forgot about that.
He was born in Puerto Rico, that's why. He was raised in East Harlem, but he was born in Puerto Rico. So, he claimed Puerto Rico. But he was
Yeah,
entertaining.
Yeah, he was a
That's what I
talented
liked
fighter.
about him.
but he brought us behind the Harlem though, singing the N word and all that other mess. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Right.
Yeah, he did. He
Ain't
did.
nobody
He
trying to
did
hear
say
that.
that N-word, boy.
Man, he be half switching.
Yeah,
He's
no,
like, oh,
I said he was
y'all
raised in
can
Harlem.
get it. Yeah, buddy.
Man, they be switching halfway, bro.
Yeah, back in the days, you go to East Harlem, if he out there, you see the whole crowd in the park on 112th Street and Lexington Avenue.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
the whole crowd, you couldn't even get in there.
Yeah,
Boricuas ain't
but that was like before my time. I don't come to the
That's my
picture until the
time.
mid
That's
'90s.
my time. Yeah, that's my time.
Yeah.
Camacho used to come in gyms. It was a gym on Times Square. It was called Times Square Gym. And nobody would really stay in that gym, nobody big. But when they wanted a real spar for, like, when they got a real fight, like when Terrence Ali was getting ready to fight Julio Cesar Chavez,
Yeah.
I watched them spar in that Times Square gym. It was like a real fight. They don't play.
Man, look, man, if you in Harlem, man, it's you barely go to Times Square as it is, man. We barely even go to downtown. We stay right where we at. Well, it's not like that no more because, you know, Harlem's getting gentrified, but boy.
Yeah, this was a gym. Nobody hung out down there. It was like we going to Times Square gym. It was a big gym.
Yeah.
That was a popular gym because remember the UBA then died out.
Yeah, a lot of those, you know, those places they were, you know, locally owned. It's not like that no
All
more,
the
man.
fighters had gone out. All the fighters from the 80s had, you know, their time was up. You couldn't get the young kids in the 90s in the gym anymore. So all the boxing
Man,
gyms
it
in
was
Harlem
bad.
closed.
It was bad.
Yeah, so they had a few gyms in the Bronx because a couple of Bronx guys were fighting, and that was it in Brooklyn. Gleason's gym is still popular in Brooklyn. Teofimo fight out of there.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a minute.
but he's from
Teofimo's a
Brooklyn,
champion.
man.
Wait.
I don't go to Brooklyn at all. That's
Are
you from
a long train
Harlem?
ride.
Are you from Harlem, Shavu?
Yeah, man. I'm from
Oh,
West on 22nd, 123rd. Grew up
okay.
with my grandfather.
What champions have been out of Harlem?
Sugar Ray
Sugar Ray
Robinson
Robinson.
and Camacho.
Shakur Steve.
Mike Tyson.
Now, of course,
Mike
Stevens
Tyson from Brooklyn. He's not from Harlem.
Newark, New Jersey. Newark is Shaquille's from Jersey.
Yeah, he's not
Ray
from.
Robinson, he moved to Harlem as a kid, right?
Who?
Ray Robinson, he
Yeah.
not originally from New
Yeah.
York,
He moved to Harlem as a child. He was a baby, not a kid. He was a
So he
minor.
grew up down there.
Let me hear a story on him because James Tony, I had an argument with James Tony on Facebook over this. He said that Sugar Ray Robinson is from Michigan and he's a Michigan fighter. And
Man, get out of here, man.
I said, bro, when he fought the Golden Gloves, he was too young, and he
You
went
had an argument with James Tony?
Yeah, on Facebook, not live. It was Facebook.
Yeah, I was about to say
I'm like,
Facebook.
Man, hey, man,
You had me
let
scared
me
for
tell
a
you
second.
this, man. Let me tell you
Yeah,
this.
no damn James Tony. Shit.
And this is
No
hey,
man,
look, let me
man.
tell you
Fear
this,
no
man.
man,
First
bro.
of all, and this is account from my own for my grandfather, because a lot of people don't realize that Sugar Robinson, man, he had a lot of businesses in Harlem, right? He was making money.
He did.
He had it all.
Let me finish the little thing I was saying. Sugar Ray Robinson needed his birth certificate, and he went to New York to get his birth. He went to New York Department of Health to get his birth certificate as a teenager. He didn't even know he was born in Michigan. He had no clue. His mother had to tell him, "No, honey, your birth certificate is in Michigan." So he used, even though he was too young, he used somebody else's name and named Ray Robinson. He took Ray Robinson's birth certificate, fought in the Golden Gloves, won the whole thing, and then he was like, "My name is Walker Smith." So he wound up changing his name to Ray Robinson. And I met his son.
Better anyway.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Robinson is from Harlem, man. He's not from no Michigan, bro.
Ain't no like Sugar Walker Smith. That don't sound right at all.
James Tony was telling me, "Nah, we claiming Ray Robinson." I said, "Okay, so then New York gonna claim Michael Jordan then." What you talking about? I said, "Yeah, Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, New York. He left at 3 years old to want to go to North Carolina, and now we could claim Michael Jordan." And you know what he said? "Yo, you got it. You right, bro."
I forgot Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, he was born in Brooklyn. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot he was born in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he was born in Brooklyn. He left at 3 years old.
Zab Judah from? Isn't he from Brooklyn?
Yeah, he's from Brooklyn, born and raised, man.
Yeah. We had a lot of champs. We just talking. We had a lot of boxing.
Yeah, y'all
champs.
did.
No. I said Harlem needed a champion again.
Oh, Harlem's last champ probably was Lonnie Bradley. Maybe not the last, but the last that I can remember in the 90s.
Wait, so we're not claiming Camacho though? He Puerto
Lonnie
Rico.
is after Camacho. Lonnie Bradley is in the 90s.
But I'm saying but I'm talking about the earlier comment. So we're not claiming Camacho.
Wait. What about Junior Jones? Remember Poison?
Junior Jones was prior to Lonnie too. Junior Jones was like he turned pro in like 88, because he didn't make the 88 Olympics. My homie from the Army, Kennedy McKinney, he won the gold medal in the Olympics. Junior Jones didn't make it, so he turned pro in 88. And my boy Kennedy McKinney was on my Army team. He won the gold medal. Him and Ray Mercer, they both was in the Army.
So what's up, man? You still teaching or what? You
Nah, nobody want to fight today, bro. I gave that up about 5-6 years ago. Man,
So
I
you're
was
not-
training people. and waiting at the gym like a dummy. Nobody showing up. I
Hold on, where
trained
your
one
gym at?
heavyweight.
I wish you would have told me. I would have came
It was
if I
on
was younger.
112th Street. Remember the gym on 112th Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. And I trained this guy, heavyweight. I had a heavyweight. I was happy. I was like, yo, I got me a heavyweight. Trained the dude for about 3 months. Never came back. So I'm walking down the street. I see this cop. I go, damn, that look like my heavyweight. And it was him. I said, yo, what happened? He was like, yo, I was just trying to learn how to fight because I was going to the police academy.
Oh, man.
You
All trying to learn to beat up criminals.
Yeah, because he was a punk, so he wanted to learn how to fight. So when he put
Nah,
on
that's
his
not the way you go about it, bro. You don't
so
learn
when he
boxing
put
just
on
to
his
beat
monkey
people up.
suit, he'd be all right, you know. Yeah.
Nah,
So
you.
What if you mess up and pull somebody over that recognizes from the gym? Like, man, you can't fight. What the hell you pulling me over for?
yeah.
Hey,
So
look,
I
man.
gave it up,
Look,
and I was like,
people,
listen,
people that just go to learn boxing just to beat people up, man. That's the lowest of the low, bro. That's not the sport.
Facts.
yeah.
It's not the sport, bro.
One
Right.
thing that I learned in the little short time that I've been boxing, a lot of people don't want to fight. So I agree with Don. Like a lot of people, they want to be able to say that they box, but
Exactly.
when it comes down to it, when you got to get in front of that motherfucking crowd, dudes don't be showing up, or you could tell when your opponent's scared of you too, like stuff like that. So most people, they don't really want to throw them hands. I think back in the day, boxing was bigger, so guys would be scared, but they'd be like, nah, I'm about to do this because it meant something locally. It meant something in America to be able to be a good boxer. Right now,
Exactly.
nobody really cares that much about basketball and football. So it's not even the how do they say the juice is not worth the squeeze?
Yeah.
Like if motherfuckers scared, there's no point in them to box. Nobody even watches boxers. So where's the glory in it unless you make it to the top of the top?
I feel the sport gets disrespected so much, and what I mean by disrespect, you have a lot of people, including other athletes, that think they could just pick up boxing and just beat anybody, and they really mean that. I remember when Brandon Marshall really thought that, yo, I swear, I thought he was joking, but he was serious.
Yep.
Because they think size means something.
Yeah.
Well, not even just that. They think boxing athleticism is different than football and basketball athleticism. Those sports, you're only moving for like 2 or 3 seconds. Boxing is constant movement.
Constant. You're not. Yeah.
3 minutes with a 1 minute rest.
Though, because I play basketball.
So
they move like in 3 seconds.
Do you know?
I'll give you an example,
the
man.
most painful punch
Ali.
I ever had to deal with, bro, is a jab. It stings.
Hey, Ali was challenged. Ali was challenged by what's that big running back back in the day?
Wilt Chamberlain.
No, well, not the Will Chamberlain, but running back.
Usain Bolt.
Jim Brown thought he could beat
Jim
Ali.
Brown.
Yep. Jim Brown thought he could beat Ali.
Disrespectful, bro.
And they got to Ali said, "Okay, Jim, try to hit me." And Jim Brown threw 20 punches, missed all of them, and it was out of breath with his hands on his fucking knees. And Ali didn't hit him back.
You see what I'm saying, KJ? They disrespect the sport so much, bro. That's like that. Look, if I was to say I could beat LeBron James in a one-on-one, they look at me like I'm crazy. Boxers don't get that type of respect at all.
It's because, and Don, this is the thing. When Don Jr. was growing up, boxing was popular, right? So when something is popular, a bunch of people will flock to the gym and actually learn and go in there and get their experience. Them actually going there and getting their ass beat by those local Golden Glove boxers, they grow up and actually learn the difference between a regular person and a boxer. But now you have people that have never been inside of a boxing gym. They just see it on TV. So they talk with a lot of gumption. They talk with a lot of pride. Like, damn, I could probably do this. I could probably do that. Because they're not familiar with the sport at all. But they still can go and play basketball and football, and they see the difference between them and between the ranked guys and their local football team. So they know, like, I really can't fuck with
Let me give you an example of what it was. We had a
real.
fighter in my projects named Raymond Johnson, and he fought Tommy Hearns. He got rag-tagged and garbage bagged in that fight. The only thing he didn't do was get knocked out. But when he came back to the projects, he was a celebrity. And he lost the Tommy Hearns.
Nothing wrong with
And he
losing.
was a celebrity, bro. Because he fought
different
a
times.
great amateur.
Hey, Don
It's
Judah.
not, it's look, if it's one, I've always held ever since I first wrapped up my first glove and looking at the sport, I've never made fun of anybody that I've ever gotten knocked out or lost.
Exactly.
Unless they deserved it, unless they was being like straight buttholes, you know what I'm saying?
You're a throwback to the old school then. You're a young dude that's a throwback to the old school.
I would never
fighters
make
don't-
fun. Look, because I get personally offended when people who don't know the sport, they like remember when Nate Robinson fought what's the name in the ring and they was teasing him.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that's dangerous.
Oh,
I didn't
tease
even
Jake.
know that Nate
I
Robinson was
tease
Robinson
Jake.
was a
fighting.
good basketball player till he got knocked out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I looked at Jake as an
you know
idiot.
what's so? But I didn't
I used to
even know
watch him when I
I
was
didn't even
young
know
when
that
he
he
was
was
in
fighting. Like
Chicago.
I didn't even know that he was fighting. I'm like, why is he fighting in the ring for?
Bro, I didn't fight in probably 25 years, and I would have knocked Nate Robinson out with no
Shit,
training.
I could have knocked Nate
It's all good.
Robinson out
Jake's
too,
time is
though.
coming, guys. It's coming.
So
Look,
I
Jake
don't
Paul
think
got
Mike
a
Tyson
thing
should
for
be
older
fighting.
black
Should
men.
be fighting him, bro.
If you pushing 40 or past 40, Jake Paul want to get in the ring with you. If you weigh
yeah,
less
he
than
want
20
to fight
pounds,
me.
then he damn sure want to get in the ring with you.
He
So
want to
I
fight the
noticed
old
that's a pattern.
55-year-old me.
Yeah.
I had to tell a dude in the street that
Hey,
one
look. But
time he
at the
wanted to
same
fight me. I
time, I
said, man, I'm
respect the hustle,
55
though.
years old.
I respect the hustle.
No, I don't respect Jake Hustle. That's some bullshit. And I'm
is the
serious.
GOAT, KJ. What do you
It's,
mean?
it's
He's
easy to
not no
say,
Jake
god
is
in
a good
boxing. You gotta fight
entertainer.
20
I'll give him
guys.
that.
when you got Disney,
No,
when you got
no.
Disney
Of course he's
backing
not.
you, when
Of
you
course
got
he's not a
Disney
serious
backing you,
boxer.
you can't fucking miss. You can't lose. Like, you know what I mean? Like people say, oh, he's such a great marketer. He has Disney backing him. So
Bro,
of
that's
course he's a great
Well,
marketer.
that's a part of the game, KJ.
That's not no part of no game. That's called an industry
Shit,
plan.
didn't Tio have Disney?
Jake
not
Paul
part of
is the GOAT.
boxing. That's part of entertainment, not
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah,
Part of
we all
entertainment.
know that he ain't. Well, us, we know he ain't no real boxer, man. He's just doing it
The
for
dude
entertainment. We don't
made
know what he's doing it
$40
for.
million.
That's what I'm
List,
saying.
the
That's the
bucket
Okay,
hustle.
list.
if it's so entertaining, then how come when he fought Ryan Borland and he fought that other boxer, nobody tuned in? If he's so entertaining,
Shit, I watched it.
why he got to call? Why he got to
Well,
call up
KJ, let
a
me say this.
57-year-old Mike Tyson?
Nobody tuned into that fight, but Jake still tuned into that bank when he
Yeah.
finished that fight. That check, he made $40 million last year, 2023.
Man,
That's the hustle.
Hey,
if
well,
y'all
hold
believe
up.
that shit,
Jake
I don't believe.
made $40 million and Tank made 41.
Ever since Jake Paul, who was that?
Yeah,
one
that's crazy.
That actually Marky. Okay, Tyron Woodley and Tommy Fury. Probably Tommy Fury was the last one where he made decent money. But outside of them fights, when he fought Ryan Borland and that other dude, I don't believe no numbers. I don't believe no pay-per-view numbers from none of that. Jake Paul has to keep up an image. So these motherfuckers will report to you. It's like Lil Wayne and them rappers. They give you a number like, yo, this is how much money I made. That's for you to respect them and keep talking about their name.
Hold on.
That wasn't him giving
Do you believe that he made $40 million last year?
I'm not the accountant. I'm not the accountant.
Okay,
So,
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that wasn't him giving the numbers. But you know, there's a check before the pay-per-view. They still get a check. The pay-per-view is a separate check. So they get popcorn money too.
Right.
Seats and popcorn and soda money. So the pay-per-view is the extra. That's how you give what's it, Floyd and what's the other guy name?
Get a big number.
Irish guy.
McGregor.
McGregor. That's how they made the $100 million. It wasn't the seats only. It was
Hey,
the
look.
pay-per-view
After
and
McGregor
the
got that money, he
seats,
split.
the popcorn, the soda. That got them up to $100 million.
Hey, look, Conor McGregor, look, he made more money in that one fight more than his whole UFC career. He ain't never looking back.
Yeah, he was done after that. Well, really, the reason he was done after that, I made 2 videos on this, but he got hit by one of the most accurate punchers for 10 rounds. He's never Conor never felt no ass whooping like that in his life. He'll never come out and say it. I'm not trying. I'm being dead serious. Floyd Mayweather, CompuBox is one of the most accurate punchers of all time.
Yeah.
Conor has never been hit with shots like that in his life. He was getting beat around the ring. He was dead tired and still taking flush shots. So I already knew his MMA career was over after that. He never won no real MMA fights. He only won that one fight against that cowboy dude, which was a showcase fight. Every other fight he fought in MMA.
KJ, I gotta say this too. It's also the money. When you make that much money, you ain't training the same no more. I don't give what nobody said.
Yeah, that's true.
You got $100 million
Even Marvin Hagler said it. That's true.
and you was fighting for 500,000. You ain't doing the same training.
Yeah, but with Marvin Hagler, man, it took him a minute for him to get to the top. They wasn't giving the brother no shot, bro.
But even he said that he felt the difference when he had that money.
Yeah, I agree. But guess what, though? Marvin Hagler was still hungry. He still wanted Leonard.
Oh, yeah, but listen, that's not what we're saying. Don said it don't matter who you are. Once you get that money, you're not going to train the same. That's just
That's why it was so easy for him to walk away after Sugar.
He felt the effects of having money.
Yeah, he walked away after Sugar. Like, I got what I needed. I'm gone.
But I mean, look, we're not gonna sit there and act like he wasn't pissed off. But at the same time, he's all like, look, he's all like, look, I'm not gonna wait for Leonard to keep retiring if you're gonna fight. Look, man, I'm just, and he retired at the right time.
Now, you the one who said it was, you was the one who was saying it was Mike's fault. Is that you? That
Mike
when
for
we was
what?
Yeah, that's him.
when
That's
we
him.
were saying Mike this and that, and you said that's Mike's fault. That was you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Marvin Hagler took a paycheck from Sugar Ray Leonard to make the ring bigger. So whose fault is that?
I didn't say I'm not blaming on nobody. I said
But I'm just
I'm
saying,
talking.
I'm telling
No,
you
but
that.
I'm
I'm
talking
saying that's
about.
what I'm
But I'm
saying.
talking about him. But I'm talking about
But
him
you said
wanting
he was
another
mad
fight.
after the fight, right? You said he was mad after the fight, right?
Yeah, he wanted another chance.
Yeah, but Hagler fought the wrong fight
but
anyway.
he gave up his chance in that for money because the reason why Sugar was so easy for Sugar to float around that ring and make Marvin miss and couldn't catch up with him because
I'm
he
not
agreed
excusing
to
the loss though. I'm
make
not
that
excusing the
ring
loss. He
bigger.
lost.
Yeah. So
Hagler
But
gave
I'm
up.
talking about. But I'm not
being
excusing the
greedy for
loss.
the
He
money.
lost. Now there's still some debate on the
Then the
decision.
ring used to be that big or no?
No,
No, the man
Nah.
paid him for a bigger ring.
Sugar gave him money to make to agree to make the ring bigger for that fight. So he accepted it. Now
Hagler
the
fought
ring
that.
Yeah, but I'm not.
go
Yeah,
back and
but
look
I'm
at
not.
that fight and see how big the ring is.
Yeah, but I'm not. But I'm not making excuses for his loss though. I'm
No,
saying
I
that
ain't
he was.
saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about if you was Marvin Hagler talking right now, I would have said that's your fault. You let him make a big. You took the money for a bigger ring.
And
Yeah,
he
I
fought
would
the
have took
wrong
the
fight
money.
anyway.
Shoot.
Look, I completely agree with Don Judah. That's Marvin Hagler's fault. But I've been on TikTok for 90 minutes and that's my fault. And I'm about to get my ass up out of here.
Hey, you gonna be on here tonight, KJ?
Probably Straight Edge, Shavo, NBA 2K, Don Judah, Wickedy. Thanks for coming
Yo,
up, man.
KJ got one of
Y'all
the
have a good evening,
strongest
man.
Baltimore accents I've ever heard, bro. It's like I'm watching The Wire.
Man, I don't know damn Baltimore accent, man. I'm out.
I'm up.